Good evening and welcome to the meeting of our Utilities Commission or Committee. My name is John Twilliger. On my left is Mr. Twist, and on my right is Mr. Lutz. And this evening we have two bits of material for us to cover. The first one is the council. We are to provide to the Director of Public Services to advertise bids and enter into a contract for the replacement of the UV disinfectant systems of the wastewater treatment plant at a cost not to exceed $1,040,000. Further information?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We are asking authorization to bid. The $1,040,000 was included in the 2018 sewer treatment plant budget. The UV system is a 2000 system, year 2000 system. It is requiring replacement. It has probably exceeded its useful life, I think, didn't we say? It is a required system mandated by the Ohio EPA as part of our permit renewal. Would say two things. Number one, we are not asking for emergency legislation, but number two, the project would be split out into two bids, one for the purchase of the equipment and the other for the installation. We think we'll get more competitive bids doing that, doing it that way. And so we are asking for authorization, again, the total cost not to exceed $1,040,000. Jill Rhodes is here, of course, as well as Mitch from the sewer treatment plant, if you have any technical questions.
So there is a concerted effort to save money by bidding it in two functions.
Yes.
Comment, question? Mr. Twist.
Yeah, just on the replacement, are some of the parts just a lot of repairs lately, or what has brought to our attention to needed to being replaced? Just the length of time it's been in service, or?
Yeah, it's a combination of both. It's 20 years old, which is the expected life of the equipment, plus a lot of the electrical componentry due to the way it was built and it's exposed to the elements. We're having a lot of trouble with the electrical componentry. It needs to be replaced for that reason.
So it needs to be replaced, so instead of repairing all the electrical continuous, we need to replace the entire, would be beneficial. Will the new unit have a different design that it's not, those electricals not exposed?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
The design is much improved. The efficiency will be better. It'll actually save us utilities, electrical costs as well.
Okay.
This is the program with the bulbs, the UV bulbs?
Yes.
Mr. Lutz?
I remember talking about this in January, and we had a pretty exhaustive conversation then, so I really don't have any questions right now.
Okay. And? Questions for other council persons or support staff?
If I may?
You're on.
Mr. Beckner, we haven't received any complaints or negativity from this state on any of our inspections because of a failure of this equipment or anything, have we?
No, we have not. We have remained in compliance, and we expect to continue to do that.
And this will aid in that endeavor and hopefully prevent ever having
Absolutely.
problems in this area. Great, thank you.
Yeah, Mr. Chair?
Yes.
Once we order this, and how long is it until it's up and running?
We're required to disinfect from May 1st to October 31st, so our current system will be in use this summer until October 31st. We'll take it offline. One of the challenges of the project is to make sure the construction is done and the new equipment in service by May the 1st, but that should be possible. It shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, now.
Move forward.
I concur.
Okay, then we will move forward with this in a non-emergency fashion. Our second item to be brought before us. This is for the council to authorize the Director of Public Service and Safety to advertise for bids and enter into a contract for the 2018 sanitary sewer relining project at a cost not to exceed $100,000.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We are asking for authorization to bid. This again would be out of the sewer fund. In 2018, council appropriated double what we had done in previous years. This is part of the new rate structure. It's a much more cost-effective way of maintaining and significantly extending the life of our sanitary sewers. It's a much better, less invasive process where you're actually able to put the lining in the sewer mains through the manholes without having to dig anything up and actually physically replace pipe. And so that is why we wanted to increase the amount and make sure that it was a separate line item in the rate structure that you passed earlier this year. We are not requesting emergency legislation.
Any questions? Mr. Watts?
No.
Mr. Twist?
No.
And I have none. Any from other council?
John? I have a
Yes.
question. So Franklin is on the repaving, McCaig is getting ready to be redone, but this won't impact the new work that will be done on those streets? Because it'll be done through manholes?
Well, we'll time it. Obviously, we don't want all the contractors out there at the same time, but yes, you're going underground, you're going through the manholes from manhole to manhole. And so because there's no digging, and with these sections of streets, I'm not sure, where the pipe is physically located. North Market Street, for example, the pipes run right down the middle of the road.
Right.
In some cases, it's off to the side in the tree lawn, or it may be in the gutter line. It'll vary, but it's such a much better process, in part because you can go underground without having to dig up anything, and you can go manhole to manhole.
So will you try to do those before the paving is done on those roads?
I don't know that we've worked it out.
It doesn't really matter?
No, it doesn't matter.
Okay. That was my only question.
Being a newbie, just a question, how long has this lining process been a utilities function?
Oh, the technology's been around for 20 or more years. I know they've perfected it and added new polymers and new, techniques, but the concept and the basic material, I want to say it was just in stitchiform that maybe a patent did it at one time, but I think they were the innovators in all this, and that was a couple of decades ago. So it's not a brand new technology at all.
Okay?
Mr. Terwilliger, if I may ask one more question. It's easier for you to say than me. Mrs. Rhodes, how many feet is this, are we dealing with here, or miles in the sewer system?
About
2,700, about a half a mile. And these sections were selected after we went through televising and identified the weakest parts. So that's why we're focusing on these areas.
Yes, ma'am.
This is a continuation project, right? I mean, this isn't the first year we've done it.
Correct.
We've been doing this for a number of years.
We did $50,000 worth of work last year. We have done it in previous years as well.
I think they did part of our section of the city, and in response to Robin's question, you hardly know they're in the neighborhood. I mean, it's pretty,
Yeah.
obtrusive.
Chair, just
Yes.
for knowledge, somebody gets down there and sprays this stuff on or paints it on the inside? Is it like-
It's more of a tube that they kind of inflate with some kind of material, and it actually
Air.
expands, and if you've got collapsed
They
line.
heat it up.
Heat it up, and it will re-inflate the line to, I want to say you can be as collapsed as, it can be as much as 75% collapsed, and it can restore the line. And the polymer and the material that they use is just about as strong as the original pipe that was in place.
It's impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, neat, pretty neat. Thank you.
You bet. Oh, would you like,
Let's move forward.
there's 1, 2, 3, we're moving forward, non-emergency?
Correct.
Okay, that being the case, Utilities Committee is adjourned.